Hi everyone, welcome to my second video, and today's video is about my draft. 3 days left. I need to get this team locked in. I'm not sure about you, but I'm starting to get a little worried. All right, let's have a look at my team. We're going to go through it one by one. I'm going to let you know where I'm happy, where I'm locked in, where my concerns are, and where I still might tinker in the last couple of days. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to start with a goalkeeper. Now, 4.5 million, not much to pick, but I've gone for the Brighton #1, Jason Steele. He's had a mixed bag this preseason. If you've seen, he's got an assist, which is, yeah, lovely. Who doesn't want that from their goalkeeper? But he's also given away a couple of suspect goals as well. So, yeah, but at 4.5 million, not much to choose from. I've gone for arguably a team that could still challenge again for the top six. And they've got lovely free fixtures. So I'm gonna stick with this for now, but I will say this position is one I'm gonna tinker right up until Friday's deadline. Now let's move to my first defender. I've gone for Luke Shaw. Now, I love the way he played last season. Like, he's vital in Ten Hag's system now. Vital, key player. Watched him in pre-season, looks fit, looks lean. He's ready to go. Very attacking up and down, takes some corners, at times even some set pieces. He will be getting some attacking returns. Defensively, United, for me, still looks solid. I think that's one of the biggest changes I've seen in the Ten Hag system. The team defend better as a unit. They defend as a unit, unlike before, where they give away weak, silly goals. Now they're much more difficult to break down. And if you watched, I know it's pre-season, but if you watched even the Arsenal, Manchester United, Arsenal put them under loads of pressure. United still held strong. They ran out 2-0 in the second half, but as I said, the result, it is pre-season. It's more about how they can handle sustained pressure. They're more than capable under Ten Hag. So for me, Luke Shaw is a no-brainer. Second defender I've gone for is Arsenal's Gabriel. Now at 5 million, there was a choice between him and Saliba. Saliba's a superior defender. There's no disputing that. He's Arsenal's Van Dijk. Calm, composed, and whoever plays beside him, to be honest, just plays much better. But the reason I've gone for Gabriel, I just think that he's got the likelihood of him getting them attacking returns from a corner. He's an aggressive header. He attacks the ball with venom. Where Saliba, I think, is more of a smoother player and will pick up stuff on the edge of the box or tap-ins and stuff. I think the odds of Gabriel versus Saliba, I'm going to go Gabriel. And I think the XG figures showed that last year. So I think that will be the same again this year. Clean sheets will be there. Arsenal, I mean, they're challenging for the Premier League, so that tells you, even though they're an attacking team, defensive stability is there. So no issues there. I think he's a no-brainer at that price. Gabriel, for me, is locked in. Position number 3 is Chilwell. Now, I know you're thinking, Chilwell? Yeah. Chelsea, loads of unknowns. They had a shocking season. They've still got a strange squad at the moment. And unfortunately, they just lost one of their marquee players, Nkunku, to a knee injury. So that's not ideal. But they've got Pochettino in. Excellent manager. Without a doubt, he's going to get them playing to a system. So they're not playing as individuals. So defensively, I expect them to pick up. They've got a big challenge in game week 1 because they're playing Liverpool, who in the last 3 games, I think it has been 0-0 between these two teams. So this will be an interesting one. But Chilwell, you're not picking him just for potential clean sheets. It's the attacking returns that entice you. If you've been watching him in pre-season, you would have seen he's up and down. And at times, he is a left winger. Forget defensive, no. And he looks comfortable in an attacking third. Not like a player, I won't name one, but players that get into the final and it's like they're swinging the ball with their eyes closed. No, he's looking in there, he's comfortable. He picks the right pass, the right delivery. And if there's an opportunity to shoot, he will be there and take it. And that's equivalent, that's the same with his partner, Reece James. But I've gone for Chilwell, hoping that he's going to stay fit, unlike Reece James, which I don't have that confidence in at the moment. Now, the 4th defender I've gone for is Estupiñán. Yep, I've doubled up on Brighton. This is something I'm not comfortable with. So if I do want to drop the double, it will be the goalkeeper and not Estupiñán, because him is, again, I've said no-brainer about 3-4 times. I'm going to have to say it again. Outstanding player. Last season, really impressed with him. So important to the Brighton's attack. When Brighton are in possession, you see him popping up left wing, central midfield, as a cam, at random times as a striker. For me, the attacking potential of him is unlimited. And Brighton are an attacking team with an attacking ethos. Their manager, De Zerbi, that's how he likes to play. From the whistle blows, they're trying to score. Okay, they're not looking to just watch what you're doing and play deep. No, they're looking to put it on you and get them goals in. And he's actually a part of that. Big part of that. So Lovely first three fixtures. I did say a question mark, mainly because of the double, not because of him. Doubling up on Brighton defence again. And the last defender is Kabore, so the Luton wingback. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about him, mainly because when you pick a 4 million defender, you're not looking to start him. This is a backup player, bench fodder, and I'm really hoping that I don't have to go this deep into my defense. But 4 million, if he's starting, perfect. It means we can put all our money into the starting 11 instead of, putting someone in defense on the bench. No, I don't want to do that. So that's my defense and goalkeeper. Let's have a look at the midfield. Moving on to midfield, and this is a tricky one. Reason being is there's too many players and we can't own all of them. But I'll tell you who I can own, and that's Marcus Rashford. Last season, he got 205 points, 17 goals, 7 assists. Outstanding numbers. Top player. Again, signed a new contract, cemented himself in the Ten Hag attack. I do not see that change. I don't think he's a rotation risk. He's either left wing, which is his favourite position, or up front. It's a win-win for us. At 9 million, I still think it's worth the 0.5 extra than Bruno Fernandes, even though he's on penalties. I think Rashford will be at the end of the majority of Manchester United's goals, and they will score a good amount this season. I expect to see United challenging City for the Premier League. That's how strong Manchester United are going to be this season. Lovely transfer window. Rashford's becoming a leader in this team. Easy pick for me. Second position I've gone for is Saka. Very similar to what I said about Rashford. He is pivotal to this Arsenal attack. No worries regarding rotation. Unless he's injured or Arsenal's winning 4 or 5-0, he will not be coming off. Takes penalties, takes set pieces, is a threat wide, is a threat when he's in the box. Easy pick. High ownership, although that shouldn't bother you. He's a must own as far as I'm concerned. Third midfielder I've gone for is Martinelli. Now, I've doubled up on the Arsenal midfield, and if I could, I'd actually triple up. I'd have Odegaard as well. Martinelli, for me, cemented himself in this attack. Vital, because when you look at the Arsenal balance, if a team pushes up really, really high and tries to squeeze them, Martinelli's the outball. You look at people like Odegaard, and I think Rice would do it, and Saka. They're clever with the ball. They will find him. And Martinelli is the speed merchant in this team. He'll be running onto the ball 1v1 plenty of times, where especially against the top teams who rate themselves to try and squeeze the play because they don't want to give Arsenal time on the ball, Martinelli will be 1v1. He's too fast, too direct, such an explosive player. Is in my team. Fourth player I've gone for, Mohamed Salah. I left the best to last. Now the king is only 24% owned. Strange, but I know why, because he's 12.5 million and Klopp's practically building a new team. So there's a lot of uncertainty there. But when you look at his numbers, last season was allegedly a bad season, and I'm sure he got 19 goals and 13 assists. You heard that correct. In a bad season, he still got more points than Saka and Rashford. Yeah, that's the caliber of player I'm talking about here. For me, he's in my team. Even at the expense, it means I have to sacrifice maybe another midfielder or a cheaper player in another position. I'm comfortable with that. My plan is with him against Chelsea, I'm hoping he gets something there. And then in game week 2, looking to captain him and go against the Terminator Haaland, who plays Newcastle. And then after that, I can assess. I can drop down to 2 players I've got my eye on. Their fixtures come in really, really nice in game week 3, which is KDB, if he's fit and not being rotated, and also Son. In a new Spurs attacking team, I'm keeping my eye on him as well. So that's the reason for Mohamed Salah. My 5th midfielder is the Newcastle Anderson. Again, don't like to spend too much time when it's bench fodder, but I'm hoping I don't need him. I'm hoping he doesn't have to come on. Worst feeling in the FPL when you look at the team sheet and you see your player not starting, because then you know your bench fodder's coming on for a 1 or 2 pointer. That's if you're lucky. But he's played really well in pre-season. Eddie Howe's talking him up. The reality is I'm keeping an eye on my bench because I need players that, if I do need them, they're actually playing and get me those 2 pointers, 1 or 2 pointers. If you're lucky, you get a bit more than that. So that makes up my midfield. Let's go to up front. Now, strikers. Should be easy, shouldn't it? Yeah, well, one position definitely is. Yep, you guessed it. Haaland. Coming at £40 million doesn't make a difference. I think he could have been 15.5 and we would still all own him. I've heard of strategies, like as in not captaining him, going against him, but I've not heard of many strategies of not owning him. I mean, if you are one of them as managers, please tag me in on Twitter. Let me see that team. I want to see if you hold your nerve come Friday's deadline where they play Burnley. 36 goals, 9 assists. He actually made a mockery of the Premier League, playing for the most attacking team in the Prem. They scored the most goals. I don't care what his ownership is, but I'm sure it's already near 90%. Haaland, you're in my team. Partnering him, though, is a much more interesting player, mainly because of budget constraints. I've got Salah, I've got Haaland, it means I need to find that little gem, that little bargain. And I think I found him. João Pedro for Brighton. I mean, it means I've tripled up on Brighton. It tells you how far they've come and what an excellent team they are. But big signing for Brighton. Looks like he's going to play as a 10 behind whether it's Welbeck or Ferguson. Looks like he's on penalties. I did notice in pre-season he's taken 2. The second game, Gross was on the pitch as well, so that's a big positive. In fact, in the first game I was watching, I noticed he was holding onto the ball and someone tried to take it, to take the penalty, and he was pointing at the manager saying, look, I'm not, like, basically, I'm not drawing card. This is official. Like, the manager said I can take the penalties. So that's a big positive. You know, us FPL managers, we love the penalty taker. It's another way to goals. Your player could be having a shocking game. Boom, penalty. There's 8 points for you. That could make or break your game week. So the risks are they've got a lot of attacking players. Rotation could be an issue. But if you play 75 minutes in this attacking team at that price point, I think I'm going to take it. I've not got much movement here for me to move around because I've got Salah and Holland. I'll have to try find 0.5 somewhere else to maybe go to Awissa, plays for Brentford. And even that, you could argue, is he going to outscore Pedro? So, yeah. That's my second striker. And the third striker spot is West Ham's Mbeumo. Now, again, this comes with an asterisk to say he's played really well in pre-season and he's got good enough minutes, but come game week 1, is that really going to be the case? I'm not so sure. He's more than likely going to be third bench in my FPL team, but I will be keeping an eye on that position because if there are better bench fodder options that are going to play 90 minutes, I will be taking them. In this game, I'm hoping if they do come on 1 or 2 points, I will take it. What you don't want is for them not to play. That's the worst one. So that's my team. I hope you like my team. I'm keen to know what you think. Now you've seen my team, I'd love your feedback. In the comments, I want to know, what do you think about my cheap bench? Is that going to hurt me this season? Or is it right to spend every penny in the starting 11? Also, Haaland and Salah means I need to have a cheap striker like Pedro. Am I going to be in trouble when I go against teams that have no Salah and they have, say, a Bruno and a Jackson up front and a superior bench? What do you think on that? Let me know in the comments. While you're doing that, I'd love it if you'd like the video and also subscribe. More videos to come very soon. All right. Bye-bye.